We are Pia Orlean,
and Cullen Baird-Smith,
bringing wisdom from the stars through our Pleiadian friends, Laarkmaa.
What are they saying about the times we're living in now? Are they also saying what very many are saying, that we're in this shift of consciousness and that we're really, like 2025 is the year that really propels us forward?
Absolutely. They do not make predictions. They don't like that because this is a planet of choice. And they say on a planet of choice, human choice always changes the predictions because humanity can stop doing what they're doing and change at any moment. So they don't make predictions, but they do give perspectives of perception of what they see at the moment. And they tell us that at the moment, we will be receiving waves of energy that come in right around solstice, sometime in March, that are going to absolutely raise us up and begin a purification process where we can get rid of the trauma, the drama, the things that have separated us as long as we can remember as a species.
Can I just ask, so in March 2025, there will be something external happening that will affect us as humans.
Yes.
Absolutely.
But
Absolutely. And
what? Go ahead.
well, no, finish your thought.
I was going to say how that affects us is our individual choice. This is a planet of choice. And they talk about this is the time of the great split. And that means there are people who want to ascend, who want to evolve, who want to go with the earth as she is reformulating herself to a higher vibrational level, and who are interested in everything of the light. And there's another group of people who want things to go back to the way they were because they feel comfortable there. And they are frightened and they want to control and they're competitive and they're greedy. And they said, that's okay. It's all right. Either way that you go, there's no judgment here. You have a choice. Do you want to go quickly? Do you want to go in this opening that's coming, this portal of energy that's coming, and be out of pain and suffering? Or do you want to continue your karmic lessons somewhere else on another planet and take longer to get where you're going? It's your choice.
They talk about the idea of we're all going to get to the same place eventually. We're all moving in a evolutionary process or pathway, but the people who are waking up are going to move more quickly to create what so many people are calling the new earth, the 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 heaven on earth. There's so many different descriptions.
Lots of descriptions.
And it doesn't really matter because we all evolve at our own pace. Humanity doesn't evolve in a completely massive, everybody evolves at the same pace. We're all of different ages. I mean, some people are old souls, some people are young souls, some people have been around for a long time. And so they're trying to make everyone understand that it's not a contest. We will all evolve. We will all get to what many people say, returning to source at some point. But depending on your level of consciousness, some people will make it much more quickly, and that will make it easier for them because they won't have to go through the pain of the emotional suffering, all of the things that seem to make being human difficult.
But that also means that when these waves of energy start rolling in, and they're already coming, but big ones are coming in March, they'd be available and offered to everybody. But as a planet of choice, it's our choice to take advantage of that and transcend problems, change, drop old patterns. That's our choice. Hello, dear ones. We are Laarkmaa. Please give us your heart song.
Hello, it's nice to connect with you today. My name is Jannecke Øinæs, if you want my whole name, and I'm from Norway.
Jannecke, what a lovely musical tone. We like that very much. It feels good. What would you like us to address this day in our conversation with you?
Well, we spoke a bit about the evolution of the soul and humankind, and that we're in a great shift of consciousness. And also, we touched upon technology, especially before we started recording, having some issues with technology. And that leads me over to AI, because the worry that I've had myself personally and many others is that how can I trust what's real out there when we can create AI tools for anything? We can create even our own voices and make videos of ourselves where we're speaking, where we're not really live or speaking at all. So how can we actually know what's true out there? And especially in 2025, this is a crucial question. But I mean, this will just develop even more in a few years. So how will Earth look like with this new technology?
You are very wise to question the introduction and the advancement of artificial intelligence. We find that a very humorous term, artificial intelligence. There can be no such thing. Intelligence is natural. It is either there within the person or it is not, because machines do not have a natural intelligence. AI is a dangerous energy that people readily accept because they think it makes their lives easier. We would answer the second part first. We would say the way that you deal with this is by trusting your heart when you want to know if something is real. If something is real, you will feel good about it. It will feel good to you. There will be no doubt. You will feel like, I can count on this. It feels right to me. In the waves of energy that are coming to humanity, you will become more and more telepathic. It's a gift you've always had, but it's been blocked because of your focus upon what you consider to be advanced technology. Therefore, your intuition and your ability to be telepathic has been blocked by yourselves. When the waves of energy arrive, your telepathy will increase. So when your heart speaks and says, this feels right, it will be from a telepathic knowing from another living being, not something that is recorded, not something that is artificial, not something that is man-made. You will telepathically receive a message because you will feel it. That is how you will make the distinction. In the interim, we are advising everyone to move away from anything connected to artificial intelligence, because AI and those who promote AI, both on this planet and off of this planet, have an agenda to control your population as a slave species. The more you rely on artificial intelligence to do things for you, the more you give away your own power. When you see things that pop up on your computer that say, let AI write this for you, or let AI autocorrect this for you, and you give in to that, you're giving away a little bit more of yourself, a little bit more of your spirit and your soul, allowing something artificial to believe that it can do whatever it wants with you. So you have to be very diligent about saying, no, I want to do this myself. I do not want artificial intelligence intervening. Get rid of the devices where you say, Alexa, please do this for me. Get up and do it yourself. Stop carrying your smartphones around clutched in your hands or stuck in your pockets and Googling every time you want something and getting an artificial intelligent answer. Begin to go back to human communication. Research things and ways that you have available to you that perhaps you have not used for a long time. For instance, talking to one another, sharing ideas, looking something up in a dictionary, looking something up in a library. There are ways to do things that are not based upon your need for speed. The more sped up you become, the more you separate yourself from nature. The more you separate yourself from nature, the more artificial intelligence has an opportunity to control you, and the less you're able to make conscious choices yourself. Does this explain in some measure for you our perspective?
Yes, it's interesting what you're saying. And it was a bit of a surprise because, from my perspective, I feel like AI could be good in many ways. I think nothing is just bad or just good. I think it's the way you use it. And I think the way I felt is that it's neutral, but we put the intention in it. But it's a big question. I just feel like to me, I don't want to stop using it because it's helpful. It's just to keep the balance there so you don't lose yourself in it. To me, it's always all about balance. But that's my perspective.
We do not disagree with you at all. It is entirely about balance. It is entirely about how it is used. The problem is you are not in control of how it is used. It is being controlled by others outside of you who are putting satellites in the sky and putting chips into the devices that you use that have an electromagnetic impact upon you. So you gradually, as a human, become controlled more without even recognizing it. Yes, we understand, and this is a planet of choice, and we do not recommend that you stop doing your shows, which we are happy to participate in, or stop doing the ways that you do use it currently. We're just saying do not be addicted to it for your general listeners. Do not have it available all the time, and begin to balance yourself, a word that you chose, by being more in nature and making sure that you make conscious choices guided by your heart rather than doing things that are easy because they are made available to you. Does that feel a little more balanced to you?
Yes, that does make sense. And I can feel the pull to go to ChatGPT quite often.
Yep.
And that all of a sudden I'm not writing so much myself. So it's a good point. I want to move over to something completely different that I've been very curious about, and it's healing. So humans get sick every now and then, and some have healing powers. I think we all have healing powers. Some maybe have activated them more. Now, why are some people healed by healers, by themselves, and others are not?
That's a very interesting question. There are two answers we would give for this question. One is that some come to this planet with a life purpose that they will suffer a certain malady, disease, and we mean that as dis-ease, being out of ease, because there is no such thing as real disease from our perspective. But you come with a certain karmic pattern or to be of service to someone else who needs to learn compassion. So some are ill in order to help others learn how to be compassionate, and they do this by choice. Some come because they're working out a karmic pattern of something they need to understand to move beyond a blockage they have in their system of evolution. Those are some of the reasons. The other reason is because many people are disempowered and do not believe in themselves that the power of healing is possible. There are several levels to this. Some run to their doctor or medical practitioner thinking they are the only ones who can cure or heal them. Some turn to energy workers thinking they are the only ones who can cure or heal them. And some recognize the truth of what you said. Healing ability is available for all. All they have to do is to listen to what is needed within their own lives. They need to let go of patterns that do not work. They need to let go of choices that are harming them. They need to find things that rebalance what is out of balance, and they need to trust the process. Now, healing is not always the same as curing. Curing eliminates the condition entirely. Healing heals you into the higher state you need to be. Oftentimes it is manifested physically or mentally, but oftentimes there is a peace in healing where the person says, I understand I have this condition because I needed to show someone else how they could deal with difficult circumstances in their life. I accept this position in this time in my life, and I will make the most joyful life I can have in the condition I have chosen to be. That also is healing. Healing also can appear in the form of it's time to transition into another form. Healing comes in many, many ways, and each human being does have the ability to heal themselves. Those who call themselves energy healers are not specifically healing anyone else. They're just opening the communication pathways between themselves and their clients to understand how to empower their clients to believe that healing is possible. Once that belief is grasped, the person then turns on their own healing powers and the presence of the energetic support, and the healing begins. Does that make sense to you?
Yes, thank you so much for replying to that.
Yes.
Pia mentioned time travel. I just have to go there. Is time travel even possible for us humans right now? And why is it relevant? Because obviously, Pia and Cullen has received information about this.
Well, first of all, we don't believe in time as you do. So we see everything dimensionally. So what you would call time travel, we would call moving between dimensions. And yes, all of you are capable of doing that. One reason for doing that would be to gather together some of your gifts to use in this dimension at this particular moment of your evolution. Becoming conscious of yourself in other dimensions may help you gather those gifts and remember more wholly who you are so you can integrate that into who you are. Another reason for traveling into a different dimension, or what you may call time, is to say, something happened to me that I'm still carrying a scar from or a trauma from here in this dimension, and I wish that to be healed. So I'm going to investigate what caused this thing I'm experiencing now, and how did it happen in a different dimension, and what can I do to integrate healing in both dimensions by investigating it. Just knowing that it's possible to move into other dimensions for reasons of your own choice for how to heal, how to gain wisdom, how to integrate yourself more fully into the full being that you are. These would be some of the reasons you may wish to do what you call time travel. But we do not see it as moving into the past or the future, because from our perspective, you're only living in sequential now moments. This now moment of multiple dimensions, and then the next now moment of multiple dimensions. It is here in your time frame structure of always looking at the past and always looking at the future that you see it as a timeline of moving backwards or forwards. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense. Do we all as human have a life purpose or a soul purpose that we have agreed upon before we incarnated? And is it very specific, or can it be different for people? So maybe some life purposes are more specific for some, and others have more broad and general life purposes, perhaps?
Well, you all collectively as a species have one life purpose, and then you have individual ones as well. Your one life purpose is to remember that you are a being of light and a being of love, and figure out what that means to you. That's an evolutionary step. Just remembering who you are. That's a very big evolutionary step for all of humanity. Some people who come with a purpose, as we mentioned, of I came with a purpose to serve and help someone else learn to be compassionate by showing that I need care and that I have something that appears to be wrong with me. My purpose is only to help this loved family or this loved member recognize more compassion and how to be of service. Someone else may come with a purpose of, I know how to use energy to provide a space where others may heal themselves, and this is a purpose that is right for me. Someone else will be like you. I have a life purpose. May we speak of your life purpose?
Yes, sure.
I have a life purpose to help humans raise their consciousness and their awareness so that each person has proper choice of becoming the highest version of themselves by sharing everything that I can find to share about human evolution. That is a very big life purpose for you. Pia and Cullen have similar life purpose to what you have, helping humanity evolve to the highest state of being by recognizing that they are so much larger than who they perceive themselves to be. So there are many levels, as you suggested, of individual life purpose. Those that you perceive as just having blah or not much life purpose are just deeply asleep. and they have not tuned in to I am a being of light and a being of love, so they can't unveil or unravel what their purpose and their lesson here right now might be. Therefore, they have a more difficult path to walk because they have not taken the opportunity of the choice to take the next step in awareness. Also, one more thing we would like to say, and that is that as the energies change, you have the opportunity to say, oh, my life purpose is changing. I see that I've been providing this great service, and now here's another opportunity, and I wish to accept this mission as my life purpose. In other words, as each now moment unfolds, your life purpose grows and expands if you choose it to. This can be seen, for example, for many people who are in a corporate world thinking that their purpose is to make money or provide a particular service in third dimension. And something happens, and one day they say, there's a bigger picture. I think I need a different life purpose. And they wake up to another level of who they are and what their life purpose is. Does this make sense?
Yes, and thank you for sharing. I'm very passionate about life purpose, and you just gave me some more dots to the whole picture or some of the picture. What is the most important question we can ask ourselves right now?
The most important question at this moment is, what am I afraid of that blocks my trust to evolve? Where is the fear keeping me stuck so that I cannot evolve to re-empower myself and remember who I truly am and how to live a life of abundance and joy? Discovering the fear is a very key point. Working on it and releasing it to allow yourself to experience trust in yourself and trust in the universe is a major step. This would be one of the major things we would tell you is important right now. It exists right along remembering that you are a being of light and you are a being of love.
And what is your final message to the audience listening or watching this episode today?
That this is a fabulous, amazing, exciting time to be here on this planet, and that you chose to be here as the energies are shifting. So do not be afraid of things you do not understand. Do not try to plan your future based upon what your past experience has been. Instead, open your heart and listen to the intuitive guidance that will continue to flow to you more fully, more completely, in a way that you can be guided by all of us who are here to help you make this tremendous opportunity real for you as you make an evolutionary leap. There will be times that are challenging, and some will be downright difficult. You will see catastrophes around the planet at different places. You will see that some souls choose to leave because they choose to continue their lessons somewhere else. Do not grieve for this, but be compassionate in your feeling of what occurs, trusting that on a planet of choice, even those who seem like they may not have had a choice in a particular instance have chosen to be there at that moment. And everything is unfolding as it should. Be open to your own guidance about all the good things that are coming to you, and you're awakening to become the full version of the light and love being that you are. Be curious, be courageous, and be in love with life, with yourself, with the planet, with us from the stars, with everything.
Thank you so much.
It has been our great pleasure to share with you today, and we would enjoy having a conversation with you at another time if you so chose. We remain in service to this species and their evolutionary journey, and we do this because we love you.
Thank
Good
you.
always.
Check out our books, card deck, calendars, and articles at laarkmaa.com. That's LAARKMAA.com.